So, how much does it cost to start a digital marketing agency? Well, that's quite a complicated question to answer. And it's one that sits very close to my heart. Having run Blam now for over 10 years, where we helped somebody set up their own digital marketing agency. And typically they're spending somewhere between £7,500 to £15,000, so $10,000 up to $20,000 to get on board with Blam so that we can get them all set up, give them their training, build their brand, show them how to run the business, help them with their sales, help them with their onboarding. All of that gets included in that initial upfront fee. And for some people, they might consider that to be an absolute bargain. Some people might consider it to be really expensive because the truth is, lots of people set up their own digital marketing agency just by building a cheap sort of homegrown website and telling everybody they're doing digital marketing and telling everybody that they can build websites and they can do digital marketing. And that costs them very little indeed. But the truth is, it's actually going to cost them a lot. And not only that, it's going to cost them not just money, it's going to cost them a lot of time because they've got to learn how to do it, or they've got to outsource, or they've got to learn how to build a system, build a process, do their prospecting. And all of this uses up your most valuable resource, which is time. And when we onboard Blam partners, what we're really doing is we're cutting out a whole load of learning and a whole load of trial and error and a whole load of time, because time is your most valuable resource. Time is the thing that is finite. And if we can help you get to where you need to be without trial and error, giving you a template, then it's going to save you a lot of time and it's going to make that upfront fee be an absolute bargain. And that's kind of how franchises work. Now, I remember back when I started my business, and it was a long time ago before I was having any grey, it was back in 2001. Now, what did it cost me to start my digital agency? And back then, I was one of the first people to have a digital agency. I actually called it Digital Art Marketing, my first agency. And I was fascinated by the digital world and the way that websites were coming through and all of the new technology that was being used to help with creative branding, marketing, obviously with the websites and digital marketing was becoming a thing. And so I had a job at the time, but I knew I wanted to be an entrepreneur and I knew I wanted to get into this exciting new industry. And I was a trained graphic designer, so I'd already spent quite a lot of money on my education to get my degree and get all of the knowledge that I needed for that. And then I'd been in work for a few years and then I decided to take the plunge. Now, when I took the plunge, I actually set up in partnership with a friend of mine. And what we did is we both got a loan for £20,000 each. So £40,000 in total to put in a bank account, a business bank account. We both gave up our jobs that we had and we put the money in the bank, and then we went out and rented an office. We bought the computers. I hired a bookkeeper. We took out the insurances, and we knew we had roughly 6 months' money in the bank to make it work. So it cost me £40,000 25 years ago when I first set up. And if that was going to be in money today, it would be an awful lot more. Now, I was lucky enough to land some clients. I'll tell all this on another story, but I managed to make it happen. I managed to get that business going, and that was how I did it. But I've got to say, I walked through treacle. I got a little bit lucky. I walked through fire to get to the first milestone of the year, and it was difficult. And I can honestly say it took me at least 5 years to get my systems and processes in place. Nobody mentored me. Nobody gave me a template. And it was a struggle. You know, not many family holidays for those first few years. I remember picking up my son from hospital with my wife when he was born, which was only 9 months after I set up my business, in such an old banger of a car because I could only afford a little old mini Metro. For those of you who look that one up, great little car, as my transport. And so for me, doing it properly, actually, starting the business the way it should, £40,000. So when we help a Blam partner get on board, when I see somebody come to us and the money that we charge them up front, it's an absolute bargain to have that 25 years of experience bottled into the most efficient and effective ways of running a business, combined with the one-to-one support and all of the team behind you. Because with Blam, the way I've done it is that it means that you don't need to buy an office. You haven't got to, get any kind of staffed costs or all of the trinkets that come with the perception of having an agency. Because from day one, you've got a full digital marketing team of experts that are internationally trained, that work with companies all over the world. You've got an IT department that's going to help you with all your tech. You've got content writers, you've got graphic designers, you've got website designers, you've got SEO experts, you've got PPC experts, you've got Facebook social media experts, you've got CRM and AI experts, all working for you, included in the monthly support fee. And that means it's an absolute bargain, and it cuts past all of the pain that you go through. And the pain that I'm talking about is when I started getting traction with my business, I'd invested my money, I'd got my first clients on board, I was actually doing the delivery myself. I had to figure out how to do it myself. But you know what? One person, when they're doing all of that, can only do so much. So very quickly, in order to earn enough money to even earn a salary, I had to start looking at employing freelancers. Now, freelancers, finding the right people, it is a lottery. And first of all, I got burnt a few times with freelancers who were unreliable. They wouldn't deliver on time. It was really difficult getting them to respond. Quality control was an issue. That they would charge regardless of whether the job was done properly or not. It was a real headache. And so it became really obvious to me very quickly that what I needed to do was start employing people that I trusted, that I could get in-house. But that's a catch-22 as well, because employing people is another minefield. That's really expensive to employ people. You've got to go through all the recruitment, you've got to go through the training, you've got to get all your insurances in place, your pension, you've got to pay them a salary. They never hit the ground running. You've got to have a bit of a buffer to get them trained up and doing things the way you want them to do. And so that was another really big challenge for me. They often say in business, and I absolutely concur with this, the most difficult thing about running a business is employing people and managing people. HR is one of the trickiest things. Trying to keep everybody happy, trying to manage all the different personalities, trying to keep the team in alignment is one of the trickiest things. It's turned out, as it happens, it's one of the things that I really enjoy. And because when you get the right people, when you do the right job of recruiting and training and getting them onboarded and building the culture, it's absolutely fantastic. And that's why I love it when our partners get to interact with the team at Blam, because I've done all that hard work for you. I've done all that recruiting and training. I make sure that the people that Blam Partners deal with are top class people. We call them A players. We're looking for A players that fit with our culture, that understand that our core value is to help partners, help businesses, help each other. That's our main objective, to helping partners and helping their customers. And every single one of our team gets that is our number one priority. Because if you focus on helping people, you focus on helping the end customer, and we focus on helping the partners help their end customers, then ultimately you have a successful business. Everybody gets paid, everybody has fun, and you grow and scale accordingly. And that's where we've done all the heavy lifting. And you can be assured that you're going to get the right people, and you haven't got to go through that pain of recruitment, that pain of training. And I've got to be honest, in the early days, that was a huge challenge for me, getting the right people. And I always say, you do have to kiss a few frogs. You really do. Which brings me to the point of running Blam the way that I do now and the model that I've chosen. Because as I've often said to people on a regular basis, if I'd have chosen 10 years ago just to carry on scaling my digital agency, I probably would have made a lot more money a lot quicker. In fact, I can pretty much guarantee I would have done, because the model works. So people say to me, why did you just carry on running your business and doing it that way? Well, the truth is, what I found out quite a few years ago is that my absolute joy in life is dealing with business and other entrepreneurs. And helping people, just like in that core value that I talked about, is the thing that gives me the greatest pleasure. I'm also a true entrepreneur at heart. I'm very, very ambitious. And that means that I see Blam as being the digital marketing agency that is the go-to brand for people all over the world, the biggest digital marketing agency in the world. And in order to do that, I need a whole family of dedicated entrepreneurs, people that are absolutely invested in the mission of helping small businesses, that are entrepreneurs themselves, that can actually engage with other entrepreneurs to help their business grow. So, as a result of the Blam model, I get to deal with entrepreneurs every day. I get to help businesses grow, and I get to scale my business to the absolute, big audacious goal that I've set as a result of the model. Now, it might mean that I don't make as much money in the short term, but ultimately, I do plan on making a lot of money as a result of that. But that's not the underpinning reason why. It's all about the pleasure that you get from dealing with entrepreneurs and helping entrepreneurs. And for me, that is a win, win, win. And what I know is that our top entrepreneurs feel exactly the same. If I ask any of our top partners what really motivates them, none of them are going to say the money. There's lots of different ways to make money, but you need to find a way that really resonates with you. And what I find over and over again is that the way that people really, build that empire, they really get excited is when they know they're doing good work, when they know they're helping people. And if they're helping other entrepreneurs that they resonate with, then it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. So I hope you found this useful. Really, the cost of starting a digital agency is measured a lot more than just money. It's measured in time, in energy, and the cost of all of that when it fails can be horrendous. And so ask yourself that when you're looking at all the different variables. What's the best option for you? What is the best option given your circumstances, given your budget, and given your time allocation and your knowledge? And you should be able to figure out which one's best for you. If you want to find out more about Blam, I'm sure there's a button here somewhere. There's a form to fill out where you can book in with us and get a little discovery call to find out more about the way that we do things. If Blam isn't for you, that's absolutely awesome. I just wish you well on your entrepreneurial journey. I hope you found this useful. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Let me know what other videos you would like, and I will see you on the next one. Thanks for listening.